Welcome back to the homestead. It's March, most of the snow is melted, which means it's the beginning of mud season here. As you can see, the pond behind me, the ice is melting off of it. And on a day like this, it's time to start thinking about the spring and planting in the garden. And for us, that means starting our onion seeds, as well as separating our potatoes for our seed potatoes for next year's and stuff. So come along as we start those two projects.
So we're using a blend of compost and peat that's already pre-mixed. It's by a company called Costa Maine, and it's an organic blend. We've been pretty happy with it, so we're going to use it again this year because it's really convenient for us to get a hold of. Now this is already pre-moistened, it's really wet. So we're going to go ahead and use these trays that we got from a greenhouse that was just discarding them. And we like them because they have enough room for a long root system for the onions, because onions get really tall as they're growing seedlings. So, and we also use these little boot trays. We found these really effective. I mean, get them pretty reasonably, and you can load the water right into the tray. So we're going to go ahead and start loading this up. This is a dirty project. Should probably have gloves on. So I'm just trying to make sure that these cells are full, and as you can see, they're not really. So I'm just going to put a nice second coat just to make sure the roots have enough soil. I'm going to go ahead and fill 5 of these trays, and then we'll head inside and start planting the seeds.
So we plant 3 different types of onions. We plant Alyssa Craig's, which we have some from, but we also have some from seeds that we've saved. We plant Patterson as well, which is a really good storage onions, and we have some that we've saved from there and some seeds that we've just gotten, as well as Red Mountain or Red Bull. Those are the 2 types of onion we found have done really well. We also have some mystery seeds that we don't know. They're saved by us, but we don't know if they're Patterson or Alyssa Craig. So what we're going to do is each one of these trays holds about 70 cells. So for Alyssa Craig's, we usually plant 2 to 3 seeds per cell. So we'll do 2 trays of those, so it'll be roughly about 280 or more onions if they all come up for Alyssa Craig's. Those aren't as good as storage onions. By February, we're usually done eating those, and I can show you right now what we have left for onions. But most of our Alyssa Craig's are gone, and we've eaten through them because those start to germinate, get the green heads right away. But we still have our red onions, which are our Red Bull, and our Red Mountain ones that are really good storage onions, and then Patterson's left as well, which are also really good storage onions and stuff. And then we have some left over here that were smaller, a little bit of the Alyssa Craig's, and you can see these ones, we had braids of them, but the ones that are left for Alyssa Craig's are already starting to sprout and stuff on them. So they're still usable when they get a little bit of the green on them. You can cut them off the green onions. Then we have some Pattersons down here that were smaller, too small to braid, but will still be good to eat. And then we have all our garlic left, which is a good thing. So again, like I said, we'll do 2 trays of Alyssa Craig's, 2 to 3 seeds per cell. But then on the Red Mountain and the Patterson, we'll do 1 tray of each of those. And we usually just do 1 seed per cell on those because the Alyssa Craig's get much bigger. The Pattersons and Red Mountains need more space. But on some of the Pattersons, because they're older seeds, we'll end up putting multiple seeds in them as well. And then the last tray, which is the 5th tray that we do, we kind of do a mixture of all of them because we do a lot of extra seeds for that we end up giving out to some family members and stuff so that they have onions as well. So time to start planting.
So I'm planting Patterson, which are the long storage onions. And we had some old seeds. Those were pelleted seeds. So they show up really well. But I did 3 per cell because the germination rate's probably not going to be so good. And now I'm using the new seeds, which are not pelleted and probably not visible to the camera's eye. So I'm just using 1 seed per cell. And we'll have a much better germination rate. Or 2. Pelleted make it much easier to plant. This soil was already moist, so we're just going to give them a quick top coating of moisture so the seeds get some direct moisture, and then we're going to bring them into the shelving and put some plastic on top just to hold the moisture in until they germinate. So we're just going to leave these onions with the plastic on top and keep checking on them. Once they germinate, we're going to remove the plastic and put on the grow lights.
So we're down in the root cellar, and what we're going to be doing is separating out our seed potatoes. One of the nice things with potatoes is once you start the crop going, you should be able to save your own seeds so you're not having to buy new seed potatoes every year. We're going to do 4 different types of potatoes. We have Adirondack Blue, which is in this section here. We have some Nicola left, which will be taken from Paula Red, Baltic Rose, and Pinto. So we're going to do 10 pounds of each of those potatoes to save for our seeds for next year. So we're going to weigh them out as we go. So ideally, from what everybody says and what we've done in previous years, is you want to save potatoes that are about the size of an egg. You know, so any of these will work really well for our seed potatoes. So we're going to start just putting them in, and this, I know they're in great condition. This one has a little spot in a couple of spots, so I'm going to pull that one out so we're not using it as a seed. So that's 5 pounds right there. Yeah, same ones. 10 pounds of each one. 10 pounds of all 4 of them. And one of the nice things is when you're doing this, it allows you to go through and look at just quickly how your potatoes are doing. And we did find a few that was starting to have some issues. These probably had problems when we put them in here, and that's what's brought them to that point. But we're already into March, and they haven't even started to sprout yet, which is great. So this is our seed potatoes down here in the boxes. We have some other ones over here that we can still eat. And then this is what we have left for Nicola and the other ones as well. From Ram, big boy, still not super friendly. He'll push on the, oh, he's letting me rub him a little bit. Ah. But the farmer we got him from said don't get too friendly with him either, because you don't want them to get too used to it, because then once they do, they'll start nudging you and banging into you looking for the rubs. The girls aren't as aggressive, which is nice. I know.
Look at
Oh yeah.
they want insect. Look at
Yeah.
all pulled up. Wow. Done good here this winter. They've been mostly inside because of the snow. And now that the snow has melted, they've been outside really enjoying digging around. And they've just completely dethatched that mossy area down there. But we're starting to get eggs regularly again, which is nice. They don't like to lay inside the nesting boxes. They lay under them and make a little nest. But we've been consistently getting 4 out here, and 1 Midnight likes to lay one inside the other barn. Go grab that. I already gave you yours, Midnight. And here's Midnight's. Thanks for joining us this week. We're really looking forward to spring. It's great to have some seeds planted, be getting fresh eggs again, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.